booties for black girl nerds. Better shake your booties for black girl nerds.
Hi, Joy here from Black Girl Nerds here at the TV junket of Wonder Woman. We got to speak to Danny Hurston about playing a real-life World War I general, Connie Nielsen about being a mom and playing a mom in this film, Patty Jenkins talking about a diverse Themyscira in this world, and Gal Gadot and Chris Pine about the female protagonist showing strength. Okay, one question.
Yes. Only one?
Yeah, just only one.
All right.
We're gonna do it very quickly. How is it important for you to be in a female-led film and being a female protagonist and showing physical strength? The same thing with you, Chris. You're getting your butt saved by Gal many a times in the film.
Going back to when I just started being an actress, I used to do general meetings with directors and producers and writers, and I kept on saying that I feel that there's a big lack of true representation of real women. Usually the woman is the damsel in distress, or she's the heartbroken one and she needs to be rescued, and in real life that's not the case. We're so many things, and we're strong and we're confident, and we're not that necessarily. And bringing Wonder Woman finally back to life, and especially for the big screen, and showing such an iconic, strong female character is something that I'm so happy that I get to do, and I think that it's just so important that we see and more and more and more.
I never looked at this role really through that prism of being. Because the question in and of itself says that someone's got to be weak and someone has to be strong. And I don't think actually even from we've been talking about like feminism, for instance, and I think really the core of that, at least as I understand it, is parity between the sexes, between the genders, that they're both equally strong and equally weak, they're fallible, they are people. So I think the story is much more about heroism, and that's kind of how it's the prism through which I saw it, is that no matter what you're bringing to the table, whether it's superpowers or completely non-superpowers, you try to do the best you can for the most amount of people. It's the classic journey of the hero as being selfless instead of selfish.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it.
That was a one question. Wow, I'm surprised. Thank you so much.
I timed it perfectly.
Amazing.
You were some of the people supporting pretty early on.
We kind of like to imagine that we are Amazons of color, quite frankly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Especially because we're like
you
all
did some
staff.
Amazon work.
Yeah, thank you.
Because I feel like there was, I can't remember what the moment was, but there was something going on, and you guys wrote something really with a very open-minded, supportive thought process.
Yeah. So Patty, thank you so much for speaking with me and Black Girl Nerds. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. Yeah.
So in the comics, we were just having this conversation.
Yeah.
Themyscira is an ethnically diverse island.
Yeah.
Can you kind of talk about the importance of having that reflected in the film, and what role do the Amazons of color play in this world?
I think the greatest thing about Themyscira is you're imagining an idealized version of womankind. But what is that, you know? And beyond color and looks and size and shape, it's even skill set. You need people who are great artists, great fighters, great artisans, great hunters, great everything. And so once having grown up surrounded by a lot of women myself, it was a wonderful challenge to think about who are the greatest women that I know, and how can I have them all represented for what you would need in this society. And then seeing what that turned into and who those people turned out to be and what that culture was like, and really looking at it and saying, wow, it's amazing how there's no one answer to what that is, like to be an Amazon and to be a leader of being a beautiful woman and a leader to the world would need so many different answers.
So there's a bit of a challenge kind of going into this film, because you're dealing with three different eras.
Yeah.
Obviously you have World War I,
yeah.
Themyscira and the Amazons has been written about as early as 700 BCE,
yeah.
and then you have to put it in a 2017 modern twist.
Yeah.
How do you connect those three eras?
Very challenging, very challenging. That was the greatest challenge of this film, was like, oh my God. So we have to, like, so many superhero films get to be current day in one city. And meanwhile, I was like, we are period, war, reality, fantasy. Like, there were so many different things that was my biggest struggle of the film. And I took it incredibly seriously. I called my key artists together and we talked about it in great depth, a lot. You know, like, what do we want this to look like and feel like, that is a through line that we can pull through the whole movie, so that none of them ever pull you into one kind of movie that takes you out of the other. And so that at any moment someone walks out in Wonder Woman's costume, it doesn't seem odd.
Right.
And so, you know, it was a beautiful challenge.
Well, I think you guys mastered the different kind of periods in a way that it was very linear and it made sense.
Yeah.
Without being kind of, hokey. It still had a little bit of groundedness within the comic book world.
I appreciate that. That's great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. I love your shirt.
Thank you.
Better shake your booties for black girl nerds. Better shake your booties for black girl nerds.